Hey Tony, it's Saturday, and first off, to answer your question of the week, yeah, I've helped on a couple quests. I've never done like a really big one. I was supposed to do a really big one, but COVID kind of shut that event down. So, yeah, I haven't really done like a big major one. But otherwise, yeah, I've done a few, both locally and kingdom wise, but it's not something I've done a ton of. So I want to talk about this week is some really good news. Well, first off, I had a really lovely hike today with Taylor and my friend Carrie, who I usually hike with a lot. A place called Snake Peak, which you and Theo did when you guys were here last summer, and Taylor really enjoyed it, and we had a good time. So that was today. If I look a little tired, it's because I was up at 6:30 this morning to go hit that hike because we got done at 10. Like I hit 10,000 steps before before 10 a.m. So that was kind of funny. But so what I want to talk about this week is the really good news that we have, and that is our offer on a house was accepted. We have inspection next week, and closing is going to be early May. I'm excited, like 110%. I'm excited because this was a long process to get to the house. It was an even longer process to kind of with some offers and counter offers. Actually, it wasn't longer, but it was more stressful with with offers and counter offers to try and get a resolution where everyone would be equally happy. And eventually, my friend Jeff, who's our realtor, ended up giving us a call. Sent a message probably Tuesday night saying everything's been accepted. So that was awesome. Like that was it was a lot. It's a really nice house in South Hadley, which is it's still a 45-minute drive for me to get to and from work, which kind of sucks, but it's a nice sized basement, good sized yard. There's a catio, which I'm excited to see now. This was the one house that I actually didn't see yet because when they had the scheduled showing, I was stuck at work late that night. Now Jay and Taylor are pickier than I am about a house, and Jeff knows the structural concerns that I have because Jeff's the same height I am, pretty much. So I knew like between the three of them, I'd get a pretty good look at the whole house. And considering that they saw every house, it made me feel like okay, I could trust them on this. But I'm seeing it on Thursday for the inspection, and I'm really excited for the inspection, not only to like see the house, but also I was talking to Dad the other day when I told him that our offer had been accepted and everything, and he said that when him and Mom moved into their house now, Dad was with the inspector, as you should be, and Dad actually learned a lot of cool things about house construction from the inspector. So I'm excited for that. I think that'll be kind of fun. We put in a lot of really good provisions in the contract that I was surprised that the seller's realtor and Jeff agreed on. So there's a hope that basically like one of the concerns would be if it was assessed too low, then we might have to make up a difference. But I didn't think it was going to happen. But we ended up Jeff, through a lot of work, was able to convince them, was like, if the assessment is lower than what our offer is, then we will pay 5,000 over what the assessment is. And that was the full thing because we were concerned of like, oh God, if the assessment comes back too low, we might be more out of pocket. The mortgage company might not pay and things like that. But I mean, we're pretty confident it's gonna be fine, and we have a lot of extra provisions in there just to make sure. But yeah, we'll be the inspections on Thursday. The assessment will be sometime in April, and then early May is I think it's May 3rd is our closing date, and that's gonna be awesome. Um, I really look forward to seeing the place, and I definitely know like as soon as we get everything's all taken care of, I'm gonna do a full video showing you guys the house, just because it's exciting. Now this is the first house I've ever bought, and that's crazy to me. It's not really crazy to me, but it's like I've just rented for so long because I was a law student and didn't have the money to buy a house at that point. Didn't have any way to pay a mortgage. Then COVID hit and things kind of shut down even more. It was really like through just a mixture of just a combination of things. Taylor and I were able to save up enough for a down payment, and that's kind of exciting. And then with Begler coming in, we're like, okay, we really want to be in a house before the baby comes, because I mean, like a baby can live in an apartment without too many issues, but you're still cramped and you still have like that lack of privacy that comes with an apartment. But the house, you don't have that issue. Now, there's a lot of that goes into the house, obviously, like working on the house, property taxes, bills, and things like that. But I'm really excited. I was a few years back. I wasn't sure when I was going to get a house because, you know, COVID shut everything down. The market kept skyrocketing, and we just, due to rent prices also skyrocketing, we weren't able to save much up for a long time. So it was kind of just a few years later, kind of cool to see that we were in a spot that we could do that. We got a really good pre-approval, and we were able to start searching. And this was a place I wasn't sure I would be in 4 years ago, and it's pretty exciting to have a house before I'm 30. Even though it's just before I'm 30, but even still, it's really it's gonna be a lot, and it's gonna be a lot of work, but I'm here for it. So Tony, my question for you is: do you think you'll ever be able to save up enough with a house? Tony, I'll see you on Wednesday. Catch you later.